This video is just going to be a quick update on what I've been up to and what I plan on doing. Just about done turning down this rod of brass into a bunch of blanks for tops. I've got a tin full of brand new bases. Later I'm going to be turning down some of this larger stock for my medium-sized tops. Most of what I've been doing lately is just trying to refine most of my process. A lot of what's happened is, as I try and press fit, that's no good anymore. Also, a lot of the bases just fly right off mid-machining process. I've just about solved that by using smaller rods so they don't get bent while I'm pressing them, and I've started turning down the diameter so that it's a much more precise fit. Next thing on the list, I don't know if I'm even going to be able to get to this today, but I got a request for some much larger tops. So I went down to the scrapyard and I got this 2-inch piece of brass round rod. And this is hefty. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to this today, or tomorrow, or when. This is a piece that's difficult to use on my lathe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill this out, cut it into 4 or 5, maybe, I don't know if I can get 6 sections out of this. Then I'm going to completely hollow out this piece of steel and press fit that in, and instead of the silicon nitride ball bearings that I have been using, I'm going to use something a little more special. These are laboratory made ruby balls. These are the biggest ones that I could get my hands on. These are beautiful. They're extremely hard, perfectly smooth. Haven't used these yet. These are more difficult to press fit than the stuff I've been working with, and obviously they're more expensive, so really rather not crack any of these. So yeah, this is what's going to go with that. This is going to be blued, so I'm going to heat color it, get this up to perhaps a purple or deep sapphire blue with a ruby sticking in the end of it, and a nice thick piece of brass as the base of it all. I think this project's going to be pretty great, but it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time. So once I'm done with it, then maybe we'll see how it goes from there. So this video might be a little bit boring if I didn't have a little bit of lathe work in it, so I'm going to show you how I get the larger pieces centered on here. This piece is just a little bit too big to go all the way through the chuck like the previous piece did, so this one I have to be careful about centering it. I made this centering tool out of a piece of waste aluminum that I just machined the back so that it would be able to fit in my tool holder. And this ball bearing is going to push up against this as it turns and push it into center. I'm going to turn it on nice and slow, push the ball in, and push it to center. Going to give it a couple of turns by hand just to double check it. Alright, that's nice and centered, but I'm going to have to chop off a big chunk because it's still just too big to work with. I just won't be able to get my drill in there. That looks good a spot as any. Got it nice and straight, so let's start. Well, it took a couple hours, but I got the rods all chopped up. I got 20 of the small size ones and 19 of the medium size ones. This ought to last me quite a while. I've been having trouble keeping up with demand lately. People have been wanting so many tops, so this ought to take care of it for at least a little while. well, that's about it for today's video. It was just a quick update. Didn't quite get to this, but hopefully in the next day or two we'll see how lazy I'm feeling. Thanks for watching.